From Bears' Last Stand to Saban's empire, we built the league, broke the mold, and rewrote the code. Crimson Tide, unstoppable, undeniable, untouchable. 7-9 champs, goal line stand. Barry Cross made Penn State fold their hand. Chile ran, Ogilvie danced. Sugar Bowl glory, banner advance. Ray Perkins brought Bennett's wrath. 3-time All-American cleared the path. Bill Curry's crew, Siren Stacy's fire. Deep steep crown, Crimson never tired. Gene Stallings, 9-2 reign. Teague stripped Miami, left them in pain. Jay Barker Lassick, Odin Tide. Langham locked down, Thorpe took flight. And we're nothing but a winner. The best to ever do it. Crimson Tide rolls deep. No one can outdo it. Built for the lights, bred for the fight. We don't chase greatness, we define it right. Saban touchdown, turned fire to flame. 6 rings later, they chant his name. And Graham ran wild, first Heisman won. 2009 Texas came undone.
Now, those are the pieces that we'll address. Those are the pieces for the defense, and we're going to address the offensive guys next week. And then after that, I'm moving to going through each team of the season through the rest of the summer. But now we got to get to the top story, I think, in college football. We're going to have to get to the words of Minister El Monte X. That's right. I want to spend the rest of the night talking about a man who's made it a personal mission to burn down every house he's ever lived in, and then blame the neighbors for setting the fire. So we're going to talk about the one, the only Lane Monte Kiffin. So I call him El Monte X. I thought he was part of the nation or something. I don't know. Anyway, this right here is the main event, and I promise you I'm going to be as thorough as possible. I'm going to try to be fair, and I'm not going to be pulling any punches. I'm trying to stay away from politics. But Lane Kiffin, what he's done in the last 2 weeks is the kind of thing that deserves a full, honest accounting. Let me set the stage. Lane Kiffin was the head coach at Ole Miss for 6 years. Then he built something. He recruited. He got paid handsomely. And then in November 2025, with his team still live in the playoffs, he tried to work a deal where he could coach the team in the playoffs, but then take off to LSU, and they said, "Screw you, dude. You can go home." So with his own players who had committed to him still wearing a uniform, he took $91 million and did what's best for his family. I think he's going for the old Jimbo Fisher punch out. Shout out to you, Jimbo. We love you, bro. Jimbo's my idol. Jimbo Fisher is my idol. $76 million. That's all this is. Every time he's going out there to win, that man going out there to retire. If he took Saban 50 years to get tired of college football, how long do you think it takes to get? Most of y'all are frustrated with the doggone portal and the amount of money people making. Man, Lane Kiffin about to build and be on TV in about 3 years. Anyway, so with his money, it's $91 million. All I got to say is, like, don't hate the player, hate the game. Paul Feinbaum, he called it ugly, disgraceful, and Feinbaum's got it right. Completely and totally right. The players deserve better. The program deserved better. And what happened next made it even more complicated. Ole Miss went on to win the playoff games without him, and he missed all that. He chose to miss it, and now you got to live with it. But this is where you go from something being from unfortunate to something much worse. Kiffin sat down with Vanity Fair. Did I say ESPN? No, Vanity Fair magazine. I don't even know. They were doing a profile piece on this dude. Not the SEC network, Paul Feinbaum, them. No. Vanity Fair. Because he's a pretty boy. In that interview, he started to talk to, unprompted. He said, the writer confirmed this. She said, I didn't ask him nothing, he or she. The writer said that he didn't ask him nothing about Oxford, Mississippi, or why he left, or was it difficult recruiting environment. He said that the recruits and grandparents were not letting the kids come. Some of you've heard this already because of the school's history and blah, blah, blah. I know people can't even come in for a vacation because of the history of the South. Hey, that's everybody. The name Ole Miss itself, Colonel Rebel. Then you compare Ole Miss to LSU, saying that parents visiting Baton Rouge. I want to meet these parents. They told them that they felt like there is no segregation there. I've been in Mississippi, man. pretty sure there's no segregation. That's the word he used, though. He used the word segregation. Oh, El Monte X, man, minister. Now, before I tell you everything wrong with this, let me acknowledge that, there's some factual truth. Man, Mississippi kind of funny with, the iconography, the Confederate iconography of the state is real. Oxford has a history. It's ugly. It shouldn't be minimized. I know students that have gone there, and it's real. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who dismisses that, you're not being honest. You know what I'm saying? Those things are true. But here's where Kiffin becomes an ass in this situation. And I mean that precisely. He was the head coach of Mississippi. And not once, he didn't say nothing publicly. Forcefully, did he repeat? Did he just try to, I don't know, did he do hands around campus or do anything to try to get these people to change something? I don't know. He was cashing checks. He was signing letters of intent. Not once did he go on record saying none of this. That's not helping people that's there when you just don't say nothing. You're part of the problem. So what was that passion for racial equity and change or whatever, it might have cost him something. See, because now you're trying to tell the players that they need to leave. They got their friends, they got their homeboys call, hey man, you down there selling out? Yeah, that's the kind of phone calls you get, especially when you're from Michigan. What the hell you doing that? You from California? I know you ain't down there being no cool. Yeah, this is what happens to people. That's what you call. So these people are under undue pressure because you said, I wish you said we just let them all out of their doggone deal. For those that want to change. And here's the second layer of the stupidity of all of this. And Feinbaum hit this one on the head too, even the clock is right, 2 times a year. LSU, the school he now works for, the team he now coaches. Y'all looked up where they got their Tigers from? I thought they just went and looked at Tigers, ferocious, scratch you up, take your life. And we want to beat all the Tigers because we're going to play them on the football field and every academic thing we do. No. The Louisiana Tiger Rifles and the Washington Artillery. Yeah, go look it up. Stop right there. They reported to Robbie Lee. So the Kiffin's own logic, the school he just escaped because it's so diverse. It's named after something I don't think he want to talk about. So he really kind of stepped in it. And I would have too if I was just this dumb to talk about Ole Miss and take a job at LSU. So the irony is kind of like, it's thick, like maple syrup. Feinbaum said, he said it was not a slip of the tongue. He did exactly what he meant to do. He was trying to destroy Ole Miss. This has nothing to do with racial equality. It has nothing to do with speaking up for players or doing the right thing, fighting the power, brother Kiffin. No, he's just trying to destroy the school. Like he tried to destroy everybody else. It was deliberate. It tells you exactly what kind of person this man is. He's bitter, even when he should be happy. The program survived and thrived without him, and he can't take it. He is using very real, serious subject matter of race to throw shade on the program and a community that supported his ass for 6 years. That makes him the essence of a piece of dangling crap, in my opinion. And what makes this particular offensive to me is not that just he's wrong, dead wrong for doing this, is that he's using something that matters, has real consequences, like I said, for people. They're gonna use it as a weapon when it comes to recruiting, the recruits' families, the people that's marrying on campus, that's dating difficult situations on campus. When recruits from Michigan and Ohio, Pennsylvania, they read this stuff, it makes the Old South look crazy, but people know there's a little edge to it. And now they're reading it from the head coach of Ole Miss itself. You think they're listening to the tight sports? I wish they would. Please subscribe. But they're not gonna hear what I got to say. This man's full of it. Man, tell me something. The campus at Ole Miss does not feel safe from segregation. I bet you the people on campus would like to know that. That is crazy. There are differences throughout this whole country when it comes to racial stuff, but we can't be playing with like this. So I do not appreciate the bullcrap he's talking or his attempt to wipe Ole Miss off the face of the earth for his own personal gain. Now he issued a kind of apology too. He said he apologized to anyone who was offended. No, looking at the picture, your mama is offensive. If anyone was offended, that was not an apology. That's what when a politician dodges, they dodge the apology. They wrap it around and they say if. You use that word if. You got an apology coming out, right? But then you say if, it nullifies the apology. Right. You say, it's telling the person that, if you actually believe what your mind is telling you, then I'm sorry. No, he's not being genuine. That's why you need to be the throat chop, just right there to it. Then he turned around the same breath and he described the narrative, the one of the coaches that have been fighting forever, and it was not calculated decision, but the writer said that he volunteered it unprompted. Nobody even asked him a damn question. He just went to Vanity Fair and said, I choose violence today. He don't care about the black people over there. He don't care about the white people over there that help pay his checks or combination in between. He don't care about race or nothing. He care about Lane. Always has, always will, and I'm probably pretty sure his ex-wife said the same thing. Those things cannot both be true. And he said, he's just not being straight with us. Either the doggone reporter is lying or Kiffin is lying, but because this man been a slickster his whole life, Al Davis wrote down and read a statement saying that man was a liar and immature. I'm gonna say that the slickster Lane Kiffin was the one that was lying. And here's what I want to say about him directly, because I know this type of stuff travels. If you really care about the racial climate at any institution in the South, you should just, every coach should do something about it where you are. A little bit or a lot. Right now, LSU, to push for diversity is real. You can go out there and advocate for the black players and stuff and use your $13 million a year to start a national program to move the needle. Not what I'm trying to do, but you tell folks what they need to do, tell you what you can do. Talking about your former employer's racial history in Vanity Fair as justification for your own departure is not advocacy. It's cover, and everybody can see it. You got the good old boy telling that damn Lane just full of shit. That's what they saying. And it's infuriating, man, because I care about student athletes first. The ones who stayed, the ones that committed to that program, the ones that, because you got to remember, to go to Ole Miss, you may have told Arkansas, you may have told Oklahoma, now I'm going to go down here. Now you got to go back in your word, and they're going to look at you funny next year when you try to come out. You probably blew it, but you let them go down there anyway. You let parents, sign and just get the letter of intent. Bring them on down. It's a great place. Oh, we love it. Down the Grove, yeah. Now you talking mad crazy. Those are young people trying to get education and play football. Many people don't believe it. Two things can be true. People can make $3 million, get some kind of degree, right? And still go to the NFL or not. Or go to the NFL as not a player, but it's something else. Shoot. And Lane Kiffin used their school, their community, and the very real pain of racial history as a smokescreen for his own ambition. So what is that? What the hell is that, El Monte? Oh, I'm sorry, Minister El Monte X? I mean, how is this? This is crazy. The SEC conference is currently under, constantly under scrutiny. Most of the players African American and come from all kind of community. The decisions these coaches have to make on how they speak, how they lead, how they represent these programs have consequences that ripple far beyond the careers. Nick Saban understood that. Saban built something special in Tuscaloosa that transcended football, and Caleb DeBoer is working every day to honor that legacy. And that's what the conference should look like at its best. I mean, for everybody. After I pass on 100 years from now, and Alabama has 50 national championships, I want everybody to have the experience of Alabama under Nick Saban. But Lane is a damn cautionary tale about what the conference looks like at its worst in the modern era. He's an offensive genius, but he has no compass when it comes to leaving a place. He left Tennessee. He got kicked out of the NFL. USC left his ass on. They fired him on the tarmac. Like, yeah, out of here. And he left Florida Atlantic as well. And now in every exit interview, in every profile, every press conference, he manages to make the place that he left look like the problem. But at some point, and I think we're well past that point, the pattern is the answer. The common denominator in every problematic departure is not the school or the program or the franchise. It's that man walking out of the door. Paul Feinbaum said Kiffin is bitter. I agree. But I'll go further than Feinbaum, and I think Kiffin is someone who genuinely doesn't understand the consequences of his own words, because he's never been required to face up to them fully. Never. Yeah, somebody punch him in his mouth. Every time he does something reckless, something outrageous, another school lines up and hands him a bigger contract. That's the cycle. Until that cycle breaks, he will keep doing it. LSU's paid him $91 million. I think he cashes out of there above $60 million when he gets fired. I think he gets 2 years, and that third year is going to be shaky. So he is their problem now. By the student athletes that trusted him in Oxford, they deserve better. And the families who read the Vanity Fair quotes and had to process what they mean, they deserve better too. That's what we talk about on this channel. Not too political, but I just want to get the facts and my point of view on this. And it's not just about wins and losses. It's not just about recruiting rankings, but the way this game is played by the adults in charge and whether it honors or dishonors the young men at the center of it. And it goes same for the ladies too. So golly, the young men at the center of the Lane Kiffin story got dishonored. And I would not let that pass without saying it loud. Not just the African Americans, the whole damn team.
And the winds, and the rains, it's a crimson obsession. 4 quarters of pain, yeah, we teaching a lesson. Overpowering offense, we run through the soul, dominating defense. Yeah, we in total control from the number 15 spot to the team at the top. When that tide starts rolling, it's impossible to stop. It's impossible to stop. Check the history books, check the rings on the hand. Coach Bryant built the blueprint, the king of the land. Gene Stallings had him locked, Antonio Langham on the prowl. Defense so ferocious, make a grown man howl. Curry to Coley, yeah, the connection was lethal. We've been doing this for decades, we ain't got no equal. Joe Namath with the swag, Kenny Stabler with the vision. Every play we execute is a surgical incision. Now we talking modern era, Kosei being the goal. Built a factory of winners, kept the dynasty afloat. Julio Jones on the sideline, a literal freak. Dominating every Sunday, every Saturday of the week. 100 gridiron warriors, all molded in the fire. While the opposing head coaches looking ready to retire. We drive them to the brink, watch them lose their mind. You can try to keep up, but you're falling behind. Bend the winds, bend the rains, it's a crimson obsession. 4 quarters of pain, yeah, we teaching a lesson. Overpowering offense, we run through the soul, dominating defense. Yeah, we in total control from the number 15 spot to the team at the top. When the tide starts rolling, it's impossible to stop. It's impossible to stop. The heads is coming off, the coach is turning red. He's seeing crimson ghosts, he's hearing what we said. There's no exit strategy, there's no place to run. The nightmare doesn't end until the clock says done. Roll Tide, what's the score? Roll Tide, give us more. Roll Tide, close the door. Alabama win. Is he gonna? Man, that's just a Tuesday. We turn your homecoming into a dark.